Hi,
Hi
guys.
guys.
Welcome back to Bar Exam. I'm your host, Allie Rayner, and I'm here with the Bar Exam crew as always. We got Mr. Marcus in the building. How you feeling, Marcus?
What up? What up? I'm good. I'm good.
Good. And then we also have Eric G in the building as well. What's up, Eric?
What's the deal?
What's up? So today, coming before the bar, we are discussing the California cities that have had the most impact on hip hop and produced some of the best hip hop artists. So each one of the hosts have decided to pick one of their favorite cities and the rapper that has come from that city, that's hailed from there, and tell you guys a little bit about some of the songs that are most I guess the songs that have come from them and that have been iconic for hip hop culture. So I don't know who we want to start off first. I feel like Marcus, you got a good pick. What are you thinking?
So, I mean, I can go first. That's cool. I
Okay.
didn't. I don't want to go the traditional route because I feel like everybody's going to say L.A. or Compton, and they're going to.
Right.
So, I went up all the way to the top of California, and I chose the Bay E40. You know, Miss
Hmm.
Mister Sprinkle me. Because E40 is underappreciated in my book. Like E40 has a whole language of verbal vernacular that is a hip hop gold mine that is it is not undiscovered, it's just not known by the masses. And this is similar to what we were saying about Kendrick before the Not Like Us. He is a celebrity. He has his own endorsements, his own millions. He's been around. Like we not. He's just not mainstream known amongst the masses like he should. Yeah. And there are actually people who know him for wine and doesn't know he's a rapper.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know
The
that.
Earl,
Yeah.
yeah, the Earl Stevens one. That shit goes.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, he's in terms like the same way, and just for no pun intended, same way that Drake is like with the Toronto Raptors and he's the same way with Golden State. Like he is the brand he's the brand ambassador, the Snoop Dogg like the Lakers, like he of Golden State. They have E40 constantly there. And it's just a wonderful thing. So I'll say E40, you know, uh because just in him and Too Short both, did so much early work. Like I don't want to. It's hard to say mixtape work because they weren't mixtapes. They were just albums on cassettes. That's how I received them. But they were the pioneers to me for bringing Cali to the mat. I know people are gonna say other names, and you can't really argue, but the fan side of me is gonna go Oakland and go to Bay
Okay.
with E40.
Yeah, I feel that, and I'm glad
E40.
that you said that because I feel like the Bay doesn't get enough love. Like they're very much like the funkier part of hip hop. Like they're a little bit more experimental. I feel like their music compared to a lot of like LA rappers are a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more fun
Mm-hmm.
and charismatic. So I like that. I really like that pick a lot. Thanks, Marcus. Eric, what about you? What are you feeling?
Um, just to go off his pick first, I agree because the yeah, that's where the groovy side of like Cali to me is. Like that's where like a lot of people forget that like Pac really claims the Bay Area for real. Like a lot of people get it misconstrued and think that he claims Los Angeles, but no, he's from the Bay. So a lot of people forget that. Like I think about like the run that Too Short really went on, especially like in the mid 2000s, because it was kind of like a resurgence in a way for him. Like he was already popping and had like such a long career run. And then, and kind of like with E40 a little bit, like it felt like they both had like a little resurgence off of really just a couple of records. And then after that, they were able to eat for basically 20 more years after that. So you got to give it to them for just the longevity that they were able to sustain all this time. And then I like what is coming out of the Bay right now. Like I love Kamaya. Obviously I've mentioned his name on here a bunch of times, Larry June. So, there's a lot of good music and a lot of good from the Bay. And I think that the Bay gets slept on a lot, but like Marcus, you hit the nail on the head though, like with your example. So I just wanted to piggyback off that.
I feel that. Yeah.
I mean, and you can go anywhere, and say, "What's my favorite word?" And somebody's gonna say, "Bitch." Like that shit is universal. Like that shit is universal. And it was I remember it was
Tell me when to go is damn near universal too. Like
yeah.
it's up there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a work conference. I can't think. I don't know. We're gonna say corporate 100. And they're having it's whatever industry that they're in, but it's a whole bunch of them there. Not a lot of specks of pepper in the room, and they're playing. Either two things happen: either they brought out E40 and he performed at their work conference and did a concert, or the DJ played it at like the last event. But when I say there is a Karen, and I don't even want to say Karen because there is a Melissa, and she knew every single word. And they talking about tell me you from the Bay without telling me you from the Bay. She was a fan. She was a stan. She was a fan, and she went viral. Like she knew every single word, and it was nothing but them in the audience. It wasn't like her homegirl brought her. No, that was her shit, been her shit, and it still is her shit.
Hell yeah. I love seeing that shit though. I can't lie. Like I love just seeing like like how much influence hip hop has on not just our culture but other people's culture. And I feel like if somebody's doing that, like if I meet somebody who knows all the words or whatever, I'm instantly like, all right, you're cool as fuck. You know what I mean? Like you must have.
Is there any song or just certain songs?
I think certain songs. I don't know about every single song, but I feel like if you know like Too Short or E40, it's like, all right, yeah.
I think so. For me, it's the artist. Like I always gauge it on the artist because like some certain songs are like no, but if you see anybody who can, we'll talk about Snoop later on. If they do like they know a Snoop 16 word for word, I'm like, that's dope as shit.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah,
Easy.
I agree.
Yeah. All right,
Allie, I'll let you go next actually because since you're from LA.
Okay, well, see, that was the
I'd
thing.
rather
So,
have you go next.
okay, deal. So for me, it was a little bit hard because I honestly did want to lean towards LA. And what I realized though is that most of like my favorite rappers are actually from Compton. So I guess I kind of have to go with Compton, unfortunately. Even though I haven't even been to Compton, isn't that crazy? Like,
What?
I know.
Hold on. How long you been in LA?
I know. I've been out in California for I want to say over 5 years now, and then I've lived in LA County for like at least 2 years. But I don't think I've gone to Compton.
You
I
never
don't think
went to
so.
Compton?
I don't think so. I think I've gone down to I've gone to Inglewood. I'm trying to think. I might have gone to Compton maybe to get some ribs, but I don't remember if that was Inglewood or Compton. But yeah, so I definitely need to get
This
my
is
shit
hilarious.
together.
Like you're in the city.
I know. I know. I mean, the thing is, though, is that like what you have to realize is LA is humongous, though. So, like, even if I want to go like hang out with my friends in Inglewood, that's like 45 minutes to an hour away from me because of traffic majority of the time. So, I don't
is
know.
it
So I
similar
just
to like boroughs in New York? Like,
yes, it really
because I can't
is.
think of somebody saying they've been in New York all their life, or not all their life, for the last 5 years, and like I just be in Manhattan with Olympia Vincent, I ain't never going to the Bronx. Like, like that is so crazy to me. To
I
sit
know. I was thinking about it today, and I was like, that is really sad. So I do really need to like go out and get a little bit more cultured and see, check out Compton.
You
But
got to go to Compton.
Go ahead and broaden them horizons.
Yeah, you
I
got to go to
do.
Compton.
I
I thought you was gonna
absolutely.
tell me you never been to what did you Vallejo?
Vallejo.
Vallejo's in the Bay, though, isn't it?
Like, I don't think I've
Is
been to,
it?
I definitely
I'm
haven't
pretty
been
sure
to
it is.
the Bay. So,
No, oh shit. Now I gotta
Because
ask.
that's
Vallejo is where
E40's
E40's from.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't even been to the Bay. That's another place I need to go. I need to go to San Francisco for sure. But,
You ain't seen the Full House?
no, wouldn't that be cool? I would really love to see that, but no, I haven't gone to San Francisco. Honestly, the main reason I haven't gone to San Francisco is because people talk about how chilly it is, and I'm like, like I don't really want to go anywhere.
I mean,
You don't want
it'd
to
be
bring a
chilly for
jacket?
you. It'd be chilly for you, but it ain't.
It ain't that bad.
Yeah,
I gotta go like in next summer or something like that because I don't know. People just be talking about like how cold it is, and I'm like,
it's windy more than anything, really.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, the wind chill on there sucks. So anyway, but yeah, so my pick I think has to be Compton, just because there's just so many amazing artists that have come from there. So like obviously Kendrick has been having a big moment this year, but I always loved Kendrick from Good Kid, Mad City, to be honest. So that's where Kendrick popped up on my radar, and then there's other greats that came from there. The Game is from there. Dr. Dre is from there. I was gonna say, yeah, like I think NWA, I think like actually started there as well. I think Ice Cube isn't necessarily from Compton, but I guess like he kind of basically has been like adopted in by Compton just because of his association with NWA and being a founding member. So yeah, so for me it has to be Compton. My favorite rapper from Compton is Kendrick, like I told you guys, and mainly just because of like Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, Money Trees, Swimming Pools, like those were in 2012, like that was the album that I continuously listened to. And then there's always just so many amazing artists that come from Compton. So that's who had to win. But it was hard though, because there's a lot of LA rappers for sure. And I mean, technically, Compton is in LA County, so it's pretty close. So yeah, that's my pick for sure.
It makes it hard a little bit to differentiate sometimes the like Compton list from the South Central area, because like I had to really break down and like, okay, like this person is from this area in South Central, this person's from that area in South Central. It's like, all right, let me make sure so that I don't misconstrue anybody, because yeah, like you said, like Compton damn near adopts Ice Cube even though he's from South Central, so it's like it's one of those tricky things. It kind of looks like Kendrick is going to clean up a little bit this year at the Grammys.
It does. And I'm wondering whether or not like he's going to do a performance at both like the Super Bowl and at the Grammys, just because he is winning so many awards. But we'll see, I guess. I would be excited to see him perform no matter what.
They're so close to each other. I think like the Grammys is like on the 2nd, and then the Super Bowl is on like the 9th or something like that. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens if he does decide to perform at both. That'd be wild if he if he did not like us at both.
I know. To be totally honest, though, I'm kind of done with Not Like Us. Like we just heard it so much this year, so I'm cool if he just saves that for the Super Bowl. I'm totally fine with that.
I agree.
He's got a lot of songs. He could perform a whole lot of other shit at the Grammys if he wanted to. So we'll see. And I'm kind of wondering like if he's gonna drop anything else, because wasn't he teasing an album this year as well?
I think that's gonna come right around the Super Bowl. I think that's I'm not saying that that's the reason he got picked, but now that Super Bowl time is coming, Grammy time is coming, it's like, all right, green light, it's time. Let's go.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But yeah, those are my picks. What about you, Eric?
All right, so kind of piggybacking off of what I was talking about earlier, I decided to go with basically South Central LA. I decided to pick just South Central in general, just because to me, I think this is actually a much harder choice because of how much talent is across the board. And to me, I feel like the people that kind of represent the different pockets of South Central kind of also represent that different diverse sound that comes from Los Angeles. So for me, like just looking at people like Nipsey, Dom Kennedy, Ice Cube, Schoolboy Q, um, Tyler the Creator, J Rock, Drakeo the Ruler, Cypress Hill. Like I can go on, but just even from that list alone, just the amount of diversity that is just attached with that is something that I can really appreciate. And then I think just for me personally, the ones that stand out to me just on that list, I think obviously number one is, I think to me, is, out of that list is Nipsey, just because of the impact that he was able to leave behind, how great his music was that he was able to record in the short time that he was here. Obviously, his songs off the Victory Lap debut album, Racks in the Middle, obviously one big viral record that went crazy after Donald Trump with YG. You got the one that really got him popping, You Broke with YG. Like you got Dedication. Like again, like Nipsey has so many records, and then you got all the mixtapes as well. So he just left such a great catalog of records behind, for people to go back if they never really got a chance to really get to figure out who Nipsey was when he was still here. So I think he embodied a perfect representation of Crenshaw and where he came from and who he was in that environment. And I thought that he was just a great person to explain that to an outsider. And then kind of going over to TDE with Schoolboy Q. I just have always fucked with Q just because of how animated he is and how much that makes him such a diverse artist, all the way with records like Collard Greens, going Kill the Work remix with ASAP Rocky. Then you get a R&B record out of him like Studio. You get records like Hands on the Wheel, Man of the Year, Blessed. Like Q has had records for a long, long time, and he has never really slowed down ever since then. Like his albums always kind of get that, like, oh, is this like a critical acclaim type thing? Oh, is this a straight through listen top to bottom? And I really think that really came when he put out the album Blank Face. To me, I think after he put that project out, he kind of, after that, set himself apart from a lot of the rest of his peers after that. And then for me, the third person that I want to talk about that I think doesn't get mentioned enough, just because people don't really look at him in that like South Central bubble, but he was right around that area when the Odd Future wave was popping off, and he was basically right around there. So I lump him in there too. But to me, Tyler the Creator, I just think that he was a person that a lot of people, when they first heard him, probably wrote him off. Probably didn't think he was gonna last. Probably thought a lot of the music was too weird. Probably thought it was just gonna stay in like that like blog aerosphere or whatever. And I just kind of look at where he is now, and he's talked about now in a way where people are having conversations about putting him in that top 3 space instead of Cole, Drake, or Kendrick. Now, I wouldn't personally put him there.
Oh,
I wouldn't do that,
nigga.
but I can see why. I can see why people would, just because of how talented he is. Number one. Number two, how far he came from when he first came out, when he was rapping about eating cockroaches and shit like that. And number three, I think, oh wow, what a picture you chose to use for Tyler. But number three, I just also believe that Tyler was the guy that wasn't supposed to make it out of that LA crop. People wrote him off, didn't think he was going to matter. And to me, I look at a testament to what he just sold with Chromacopia, or however you pronounce it. 327K in the first week, and he put that shit out on a Monday. And then the next week, I think it sold like 125K or something like that. So it's not just me just saying that. Like the numbers kind of speak for themselves.
It's just you.
No, the numbers speak for themselves, my brother.
Because I was with you 100% when you was like, oh my God, you know, he's just too weird. You know, niggas think he couldn't. He's in a weird nigga bubble. Weird niggas still listen to hip hop. Weird niggas still buy shit. Weird niggas still have jobs. He's in a weird nigga bubble. Like, that's fine. He's in a weird, but to put him in the top 3 with Cole, nigga, no, I'm not putting fucking Tyler, the Creator. That's why shit is in my eye flying around, because I feel like shit won't let me be great right now. That like that's how I'm like, what the fuck is shit? There's no fucking way you tell me Tyler, the Creator, with everything. I would, and y'all know how I feel.
You know, I preface this by saying I did not agree.
Lyrically,
I preface this by saying
Creator.
I did not agree. I'm just letting you know.
I would put the game above Tyler, the Creator, on any list.
Do you mean like lyrically? Is that why?
It's just so I'm not in the weird nigga bubble. You know, he is. So feature, there's a difference, like artistry wise, and then feature, like, because I've heard some good Tyler verses. I'm not gonna sit here and just say he's a whack artist, which is not a whack. But as a whole body of work, artistry, I'm not. There's no road trip, none in the United States of America that I'm going on, and I'm pressing the Tyler the Creator station to make a station, and we're gonna listen to that on the road. That does not happen ever. I could be driving to the fucking mailbox, and I'm not gonna do that. Like, there's no way that I'm listening to more than of, like I said, a verse. Cool, somebody he's on a collab. Like, I'm not, and this is one of the things too, because I'm not a fan. If he's on the card, that doesn't necessarily interest me either, because I don't know what type of show he puts on. Like, but I've also been a fan of people who put on entertaining shows who I'm not a fan. It's not like he's doing anything. Like, clearly, I think everyone has heard a Travis Scott song, right? But whether you're a Travis Scott fan or whether you're or not, you know his show is going to be lit. I'm not saying that you're not saying that about Tyler, the Creator. There's no reason that I need to go to a Tyler, the Creator show.
I'm just gonna put this out there. This is all I'm gonna say. Chromacopia earned 160,000 equivalent album units in the U.S. in the week ending November 7th, which is the second week. It sets first full 7-day tracking record on the charts for this year. Only 4 other albums have done that this year. Just putting that out there. Just saying.
So, okay.
Not saying that, and again, I would not put him in the top 3. I heard that conversation going on, and it's just interesting when I see that conversation happening, and I do see a large portion leaning towards like we actually are fucking with this. It's a lot larger. It's a lot larger than what it used to be. I'll just put it like that.
So I'll say this: being, we've seen this. There's amongst the guy code, right? Whatever city you're from, the baddest chick in that city, right? You'll say, "Oh, she's a 9, she's a 10," right? A 9 and a 10 in your city might be a Miami 5, right? Same thing with artistry in major markets. Top New York, LA, major markets. The numbers that you're gonna sell versus as a major market can still be greater than an Ohio 10, right? You're like, they from Ohio. Who the fuck is Ohio or St. Louis? It's not an Atlanta, it's not a Memphis, it's not a Texas. It's so the numbers get it's not an equal playing field when it comes to numbers in a major market. Because I like Ice Spice is great in New York, but that don't mean we fucking looking for that shit. That's the way I feel about like there. Like you can be in an LA 5 and still go to, and guess what? 80% of the country, them numbers stand out. But you also have your niche fan base. We just
So
heard.
you're saying based on the fact that he's from LA, he's
in
gonna
LA
have
is so big,
numbers.
yeah.
He's gonna have bigger numbers strictly off the fact that he's from LA. Whereas if he was from Ohio or St. Louis or one of these other places, he wouldn't have the same fan base if he was making the same type of music coming from
Correct. Right. I think
Okay.
I'm not saying he's a B list. I'm just saying he's a low level, he's a low A because he's in a major market.
I will say that it does help a lot, and because the people out here they can be so weird, they can be so artistic and different, like this is the place that if you are going to have something that is experimental, you're probably going to get a better reaction from the people out here than anywhere else. Like if you go to Historic Golf, they are wrapped around the corner for anything new that he drops, But like if that was in, like you said, Cleveland or something like that, I don't know if it would have the same draw or
or the same traction, because without you, do we really listen because it's in LA, right? It's like how many saying Google, how many people are in LA County? How many people? That's a metropolis. That's a right. You see that's a whole metropolis of people. That's lit. And if you really think about it, shit, LA could be divided into almost different cities by just census numbers,
Yeah. It says that for the county, it's almost 10 million. It's 9.6 million people in
9.6, right. So
that's actually smaller than what I thought.
Really?
And you
just only by a little bit.
And that's the number as of 2023.
Yeah. So let's just say for shits and giggles that 300 he moved 300,000 units, right? We'll just say 100,000 of those, or we'll say half, because we'll go was LA alone, right? Just where he is, just half of his. That means only 150,000 people in the rest of the country fuck with you. Now that's clearly a skewed way of thinking about it because we don't really know, but it doesn't just sound so impressive as what you just said when you think about it like that. And it doesn't matter what percentage you give him in LA, whether it's 50%, 80%, the number just seems less like, oh my God, because now you just realize it's 10 million people in your home city.
To bring it back, by the way, let's be clear. We're only having this argument because that top 3 conversation was going around. I did hear somebody say this on another podcast, so I'm not just pulling this out of nowhere. 3? I did hear somebody say this. So And again, I do not agree with that sentiment either. But as it pertains back to my original argument for just South Central LA artist, he 100% for me is a big reason why they would be leading the charge in today's climate. And again, kind of going back to what we were saying, he fills a shoe that Nip and Q don't really fill.
Right.
Like Nipsey is going to give you the business side mixed with the street side type of rap that you're going to need to hear. Q is going to give you the introspective storytelling mixed with the gang street life that he was going through. Whereas Tyler is going to talk about the streets in a completely different way because of how he's viewed the world and how him and his crew viewed the world. So again, it's three different lifestyles, but that's for me just a great outlook of where they're kind of at right now. So yeah.
And I think that like it's kind of cool because he definitely is including a different demographic into hip hop, like because now I think that he's getting like more comfortable with being like outwardly gay or bisexual, whatever his orientation is. And I feel like before that would have just never ever been okay. And then like he's okay with being like a different character all the time. Like remember when he was wearing that crazy wig and I think he was going by like Igor or something like that. Like he definitely is he makes like those that are like weird or on the outskirts, like they feel like they can be a part of hip hop. And kind of almost like we've mentioned before that like how Travis Scott allows people to, especially like white people, to kind of like be a part of hip hop. Like Lil Uzi, same thing. Like they do this thing where it's like it's weird, it's alternative, it's experimental, and they make a whole new lane for themselves and for their fans. And so I think that what he's doing is pretty cool. But I will say that it is sometimes a spectacle for sure. Like seeing him pop up as a new character, or like the new cover art for his latest album was a little bit different, but I think that it's cool. I think that's what hip hop is about, is like is taking something that is not normally mainstream, not normally talked about, that makes people uncomfortable majority of the time, and finding a way to make it cool, make it your own. So, I agree though that Tyler Creator is not going anywhere, because I remember years ago when he was with Odd Future and they had that weird show on Comedy Central. I thought that
Loiter Squad.
Yes. And I thought that they were just going to be a trend. I thought that they were just going to like come and go, but it's been many years later and he's still making, amazing. He's still dropping albums. He's still getting records, he's still hitting records like with his sales and stuff like that. So, you can't do anything but, I mean, even if you're not a fan, you can't do anything but like kind of respect it, because it's like he is who he is. He's unapologetic about it. So I think that's very much hip hop. So I agree. I think that he definitely represents South LA in a totally different way, but it's definitely necessary because there's a lot of fans that follow him. But so what do you guys think? Like,
hold on before
ahead.
you continue. I have to do something that I've never done on the show. I have to recant or retract an earlier statement because I did not know. I did not know that Tyler Creator was sexually oriented in a different path other than what straight man. So when I said he was a weird nigga, I meant weird nigga, just a pure weird nigga from what he was talking about, not weird nigga because of what he identifies as or is or what. And he had a weird nigga fan base. I had no idea that this nigga was paying or whatever the fuck he is. That's fine. Yeah. That is okay, and that is him. But that was not my weird nigga context basis for that nigga.
Okay, I'm glad you cleared that. I don't think we wouldn't have thought you meant it like that at all.
Yeah, but
You know why I didn't think you meant that at all? Because Tyler has himself never 100% just come out and said, yes, I am this, yes, I am that. Like,
right.
It's one of those things where he's said things in his music, and it's like if you heard it, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like if you know and if you can read between the lines, then read between the lines.
Yeah.
But
And
Yeah,
there's
he's
like,
never
rumors,
come out
too.
in an interview and said straight up, "Hey, I am this."
Right.
So he's not like Lil Nas X.
No,
Not
he's
not that I
out
know
like that.
of.
But he
Oh.
has like, there's other people who've talked about it, and he hasn't necessarily like shied away from it. He doesn't come out and have like a conversation, but he doesn't like distance himself from people. Like for example, Jaden Smith said that they had a relationship for many years that was kind of like behind the scenes, and apparently like they're still friends. And then most recently, what was that guy? Carmichael, the comedian.
Jared Carmichael.
Jared Carmichael. Thank you.
That clown.
He was he's gay.
He
and
dubbed
he's outwardly gay.
Jared Carmichael.
We're gonna
He
hear in a
dubbed that
second,
nigga.
but so basically Jared Carmichael has a new show, and Tyler the Creator came on there because like they're best friends, and Jared told him like straight up like, I'm into you, like I want us to date, and Tyler kind of dubbed him, but it wasn't on some like ew because I'm not gay. It was more on some like, no, we're friends. Like, we're not doing that type of shit, you know? So that's where I started being like, okay, now I'm starting to understand that, like, the rumors might be a little bit more true. He might be bisexual. I don't know. That's what it seems like so far. So, you know. But I think it's cool, though, because I do think it allows people who are in hip hop or, you know, or want to be a part of hip hop to kind of feel a little bit more comfortable seeing that there is a star out there who isn't straight, you know, who has a different sexual orientation than what the masses would think is hip hop, you know. So
yeah, other than not because of what that nigga do in the bedroom, he's still a weird nigga.
right.
But I just need my weird nigga to know that it's not because of what he does in the bedroom.
Right. I feel you. And what do you got against Jared Carmichael? Why do you like him?
Man, so
Jared Carmichael's a wild dude.
That's a wild boy. Like, and it was just his whole. I don't believe what he's portraying is his authentic self. And let me rephrase. Let me clarify by saying authentic in the sense of, yes, I believe fundamentally you did struggle with being gay, with your mother, with, you know, the coming out, the acceptance, and all of the things that go with that. But I also think it's also a media springboard for you to just be controversial and just say outlandish shit just to be known. Like, I don't like you just say shit that, and this is the other thing too, especially with comedy. If it's funny, it always works. The nigga not funny. Like
honestly, I've been wanting to watch some of his stand up because the ones that I've seen, I'm just like, I don't get it.
Yeah, the nigga, like, it's storytelling, it's drawn out, but then it's so drawn out, it's just not fucking funny. Like, if it was a hee hee ha ha moment and it hit you, like, okay, yeah, but it's these long, drawn out, dramatic. My mother told me, and you know what you have, and it'd be like Chappelle. Huh? What'd you say?
He's who right wingers are complaining about when they talk about woke comedy. They're talking about people like him because they go up there on stage and instead of trying to make you laugh, they're giving you a lecture.
Yeah,
with no laugh.
With no laugh.
Right.
Yeah. Could you imagine Chappelle with no punchline? It'd be Jared Carmichael.
Ugh.
Yeah. Like there's just not, and then you have that, and then he says things that, you know, from a marketing business standpoint, that was like, oh, you want to go in arenas and, you know, and have a comedy tour, and he was like, no, I don't want to do arenas. I like small, intimate, dark lit nightclubs where the audience can feel me, I can feel them, and do all of it. And then he starts saying this weird shit. And in my mind, it wasn't even about the weird shit he was saying. It was like, no, my nigga, it's because if you have fucking 10,000 people or plus in an arena, they're gonna boo the fuck out of you. You need to have a 300 or 500 fucking max crowd because that's the only ones who's coming. You can't sell out arenas. Like, don't sit here and say, no, I don't want to do arenas. That's not what I want to. I'm protecting the craft, type thing. Like, no. Like,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I think that's
him.
fair.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm not a fan of him either.
Him and Ty. You know what? That's what we need. The who is part of the weird nigga fan base. Like because they gonna
but see, I think Tyler went with all that Diddy shit from Jared Carmichael, so that's why he dubbed him like that. Like, nah, we not doing that, fam.
So even amongst
he was like, I'm weird, but I'm not weird like you. Like,
right.
we good.
Dog, do you know how funny that would be to have a weird nigga beef? Oh, could you imagine? Just hear this shit out. Tyler versus Uzi in a for real like Kendrick versus Drake in a bar, like in a whole battle beef.
We saw that. Eric, who was it that Uzi ran up on and had him jumping behind the Starbucks counter and all that shit?
Rich the Kid.
There you go.
No way.
No, actually, no. Sorry, that was the other way around. Sorry. Uzi was running up on Rich the Kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And had him jumping behind the Starbucks.
That's what I'm saying. Uzi ran up on him.
How did I miss this?
Right.
And the nigga was scared and ran and jumped behind a Starbucks counter and shit. Yeah.
This happened at Rolling Loud, like, had to have been. This was like 2016. This was like whenever peak Uzi was. This is like whenever around that time. Yeah, I guess him and Rich the Kid was beefing. He saw him up on the street, ran up on him, and it was like a spectacle because the whole shit was on somebody's phone camera.
Yeah.
So, I mean, first of all the places to run into on your weird nigga shit, you run into a fucking Starbucks. I mean,
I can totally picture Uzi at the Starbucks though, getting a very complicated order. I swear to God, I can.
I mean, like, so I'm trying to think of a
like, yeah, there's something about Uzi that just gives like Diddy just kind of gives like prim and proper. I don't know what it is about him.
Could you imagine? Okay, this is gonna sound fucked up because I'm a fat nigga too. Could you imagine Jelly Roll in a beef with Big X the Plug, and then they caught each other, and one of them ran inside of a Dunkin'? Like,
what? Big X the Plug gotta be in this? Wait, what?
I'm thinking it's Jelly that's running away.
No, hold on. Why Big X the Plug gotta be in this?
Because I had to think of a big nigga rapping right now. So Big X the Plug, Jelly Roll got beef in whatever city, and one of them runs into a Dunkin' Donuts.
Jelly Roll might fuck around and just try to do a song with that nigga before they start beefing.
That would be interesting. I would totally try and listen to that shit. I love me some Big X. So with Jelly Roll,
yeah, I mean, I love. Yeah, it was.
Big X is my favorite fat nigga rapper right now.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, period. Like fat nigga rapper or whatever. Like he's one of my favorite. Period. I just love him.
Yeah, he's like top like 5 like of my favorite new guys out of this like this year, that like late last year period. But yeah.
So I'm gonna agree with you, and I'm gonna tell you that the fall from grace needs to be talked about Boss Man D-Lo, because at one point Boss Man D-Lo was a one, and we couldn't. And I'm talking about the fall from grace for Boss Man D-Lo has plummeted so deep into I won't say the depths of hell, but it's like.
It's almost as bad as when DaBaby first fell off the first time.
And here's the shitty part: the baby has not only came back, but then the DaBaby just dropped some bullshit Tom, he can sing, and they talking about, oh yeah, he might be an R&B star coming, he like come out with an R&B, and like the dude had like a really decent. He was playing around. Like I don't think he's gonna drop anything and like really do like the Jamie Foxx,
I hope
but
he don't.
he did have the voice. I'm not
I
saying
hope
he
he
had the marketing and the song and all, but he, at least for the little, he had the voice, and I didn't even think of him as a singer.
Last
I
off
want to hear
top, last off topic thing. Speaking of falls from graces, I guess Uzi, this last album, I guess this one, they're saying that even his fans said that this wasn't it.
Well,
No.
JT been fucking, JT been blacking that nigga eye, fucking him up, So yeah, that nigga's in a, and we don't make fun of domestic violence because if it was the other way around, we wouldn't be, laughing and shit about it. But he getting his ass whooped at home, so
Hey Marcus, you just segued it back to the main topic and didn't even realize it because you know where JT's from? From the Bay.
Wow.
That's
Well,
true.
I know that.
Only
That
God
is true.
can do it.
So there's
So
one
Mark,
area of Cali that we
Bay.
didn't mention that I
So
want to bring up.
you up in the Bay, Marcus, Ali, you're Compton, and Eric, you're LA, right?
Yeah, Shane, you bring up the last
Where are
area.
you, Shane? Yeah, where are you at in this, Shane?
So I'll do the honorable mention, you know what I'm saying, of Long Beach.
Gotta do
Yeah,
it.
that goes without saying. I don't
Snoop Dogg, the East Siders. We have Badass, who is from Long Beach as well. We have Vince Staples, who is from Long Beach. Who else isn't? Oh, we have what's my man's name?
You say Daz?
DW Flame is from Long Beach. Who else? Stupid Young is from Long Beach.
You said Daz Dillinger?
Well, I said Daz is from Long Beach. Yeah, I said the East Siders, but he's not an East Sider.
Oh.
He's in Dogtown. So you're right. Yeah, Daz
Big
is from Long
Trey.
Beach. Yeah, he's in the East Siders, so he's good. So yeah, definitely Warren G, Long Beach.
OT
So
Genesis.
yep, OT's from Long Beach.
I also feel like we have to say Dre.
Well, Dre's Compton, so
Yeah, I thought it was
Well, I'm just saying since we said honorable mention because he didn't get on the Compton list.
well, NWA.
Okay,
Right.
Yeah.
by default, yeah.
But yeah, shout out Long Beach. You know what I mean?
Long Beach is pretty cool. Long Beach is, but it's very. I always thought Long Beach was going to be a little bit prettier. It's a little bit more industrialized than I expected, but Long Beach is pretty cool.
Hey, where do they be doing them crazy like workout shits on the beach?
Venice Beach.
Yeah, Venice.
Is there anybody from Venice that has ever made a hip hop list? Like, is there anybody claiming Venice Beach? What?
Shoreline Mafia. I believe they're from Venice Shoreline.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
So there you go.
Wow. I said that as a joke, and
And I mean, I guess what would the closest area to Venice be?
I don't remember. Let me see.
I'm trying to think of like what would neighborhood to like they'd be close enough.
Like Santa Monica.
Oh yeah, see, yeah,
no, nobody's claiming Santa Monica.
Yeah.
What was on that? Was that an album that Drake? What was Drake saying he was from in
Calabasas?
Calabasas. Yeah,
that's another rich area.
Yeah, that's like this. I'm going to Calabasas.
They're all out there. I swear.
Fucking Rancho Cucamonga.
Every person in Cali in the industry lives. They all live in Calabasas. I swear.
Everybody.
They really do. And when you go out to Calabasas, it's like real suburban. There's like nothing to do out there. So
you been to Calabasas? You been to Calabasas?
Yeah, I used to work out there, and
So
I always thought like,
you've been to Calabasas and you ain't been to Compton.
Look, it is a lot safer to go to Calabasas than it is to go to Compton. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I can go to Calabasas at any time of the day, anywhere around there, and you are good. But if you go to Compton, it's like you gotta know where the fuck you're going. And
ain't nothing happening in Calabasas.
Yeah, ain't shit happening in Calabasas. It is so quiet and quaint and boring as hell over there.
And if it
Just
does,
nice
best you
houses.
believe the whole area is gonna be just what's going on over there. Oh my
Yes.
goodness, nothing ever goes on over here.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
And they
but
will
I do
say, "Oh
gotta
my
do better.
goodness," instead of "Oh my god."
And I know, okay, I do know this. This is shits and giggles again. I know this was a movie. Is there any rapper from Malibu? And I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I know Malibu's most
I don't
wanted
think so.
was.
That I'm gonna say no. I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so.
Is there anybody in hip hop from Malibu on the R and
Probably
B
some
side?
producers or something like that. I'm sure there's some producers or something like that. A lot of producers be from the outskirts of places.
I'm
They don't
not
necessarily be from the city.
let me ask.
But Malibu in
Hip
California,
hop
that
artists from Malibu.
Malibu
Jaden
was
Smith.
Malibu.
That's
There you
That
go.
is
Right.
rich
Jaden
out
Smith.
there.
Because his dad got so much goddamn money. Oh, can we also, are we doing a Patreon too?
Yeah.
Are we?
Oh,
Okay, I would
Okay.
say maybe on Patreon we should talk about the return of Will Smith coming back to rap. Because didn't
Oh
expect it. I don't
yeah.
know if you
Yeah,
guys saw
I
that
did see.
new.
Oh Lord.
We gotta talk about that.
That
But,
did. Yeah, we definitely should. So all right,
Yeah.
let's go on and wrap it up then.
Right. Okay. Well, all right, guys. Well, you heard it here first. We decided to discuss some of the most iconic California cities and the rappers that came from there. I don't know if we had a consensus as to like what city is the best city. But I feel like we definitely mentioned some amazing artists, and you guys can let us know in the comments. We definitely want to hear from you guys for sure. So make sure that you guys check us out every single Monday on the Ethos Media Network YouTube page. And for our more candid conversations, go check out our Patreon page on Ethos Media Network as well. We will see you guys on the next one. This is Bar Exam. Bye, guys.